everyone. Welcome to Keto Living. Now I know I said I wasn't going to do a Keto Living video this week, but I decided, yes, I'm going to do one. And I want to share a really simple recipe. It's my one-pot chili. And yes, you can have chili on keto. Now I've adapted this recipe from IBreatheI'mHungry.com, and she calls it a no chop chili. Mine has a little bit of chopping in it, but not a lot. And I'm just adding a few little extra things in there. So I hope you will enjoy this, and I hope you will try it. If you've not gone over to my other channel, hashtag my keto journey, I will link it below. Please go over and check it out. That's where most of my keto stuff will be from now on. And I'm kind of phasing out keto living from my channel altogether. So I will continue to do it for a few more times, and then everything will be over there. Alright, so let's get started with this chili because I'm hungry. So like I said, everything is going to cook in this one pot. I'm going to put it over to the side. Now, this recipe calls for 1 pound of hamburger. I'm only using 1/2 pound because I'm going to use something else instead. I had some of this wonderful Cajun spicy sausage left over from when I cooked some soup. And I am going to chop that up finely, hence the chopping part. So all I'm going to do is just break this up, crumble it up into the pot. And everything is going to cook together. So what you're going to need is either 1 pound of hamburger meat, or like me, a mixture of meat if you want to do that. You're going to need some cumin, some garlic powder, of course salt and pepper, your standards. I'm using some minced onions. I'm using some chili powder. And where is my oh, here it is. I'm using some coriander. And I couldn't find some coriander. My friend who's a chef brought me some from the restaurant. And then you're going to be using some salsa, and I'm using paste salsa. So right now, we're just going to get this stuff out of here, and we're going to chop up my meat. Now, I tried to put this in my food processor, to be honest with you, to have it all chopped up beforehand, and yeah, it just wasn't having it. So I thought, well, this is the easiest way to do it. Just chop it up on my mat, chop, chop, drop it in the pot. So I am getting it pretty small chunks, slices, because I don't want any big pieces of meat in there. But I thought this would give the chili some texture, since we're not adding beans or anything like that. And it was just to keep from wasting it. So I had this left over when I made gumbo, and I thought, well, you know, it's about time to eat this. So we are going to put it in there. And I'm sharing my chili with my neighbor today because I will never eat all of this. Now you can freeze this. Okay? I think that's about good. We're just going to put this in the pot. Alright. Bring the pot over to our pot. Let me wipe my hands off a little bit. To the pot, we're going to add about a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half of minced onions. It's about a 1/2 palmful. We're going to add about a teaspoon of cumin. We're going to add about a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder. Now, her recipe did not call for chili powder, but I like chili powder. in my stuff, I'm going to take the top off. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of chili powder in here. So that's like a good palmful. And then wipe my hands off because seasoning all over. And then I'm going to put just about a teaspoon of coriander in here. Okay. And a little cracked black pepper. Now you can put cayenne in this. I think her recipe called for cayenne. I'm not doing cayenne because I'm going to put a shot of Frank's hot sauce in it when I get it done. So I'm just going to put some salt in here. If I can get it to come out. Okay, now everything's going over to the stove and we're going to cook the meat. Okay, so I have my stove on. And we're just going to cook the hamburger, and the sausage is really done. But we're just going to bring that to temperature. But we definitely want to cook our hamburger and all the seasoning in here. Okay, so our hamburger is all done, and our andouille sausage is all done. Now we're going to add in our salsa. Now this makes a rather thick chili. If you want it thinner, you can definitely thin it out a little bit with some beef broth. So I'm just starting with a half a cup. That's a fourth of a cup. Okay. I just want to make sure I get it measured, everything in here, so I can account for the carbs. There we go. So I put a cup total of the salsa in here. Now this would make a great hot dog chili, I think. But this is going to simmer for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and check it out. So while we're waiting on this chili to simmer, I thought I would show you what I'm going to be serving with it. We're going to make some cheese crackers. And all I'm doing is taking some shredded cheese and putting it on a baking sheet with parchment paper underneath it. You definitely want to use parchment underneath this. And I'm just making little piles, and I'm just spreading it out. Now normally I cook cornbread, but with chili, but I thought I would try something different this time and make these cheese crackers. So these are going to go into a 350-degree oven until they are just slightly browned. And then we'll have the rest of the cheese for our toppings. Okay guys, our chili is ready, and I'm going to get a little ladle and lay it up my bowl, and I'll show you how I plate it. Because we got lots of steam, and then you see we have the cheese over here. I've taken it out of the oven and just pulled the parchment paper off the pan so that it can cool slightly. So we're just going to put a good cupful of chili in here. Ooh. Man, does that look yummy. Okay. Then, to serve this, what I like to do is pull the cheese cracker off the top and lay it on in the middle of the chip. the chili. And then we're just going to take a little sour cream and put it on top. And that is our chili. Now, tell me that doesn't look good. Whoops, and it is hot. But that is amazing. So, we're going to snap a picture right quick. Whoops, hot. All right, so you can put another cheese cracker on here if you want to. I think I'm going to break it in half and just sort of stick it on the side like that. There we go. I moved the other two for my friend who's getting part of my chili today. Now, let's give this a taste. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to try to get some of that cheese and that sour cream. Oh, yes, and I did put a half a cup of beef broth in here to loosen it up a little bit. And also about a tablespoon of Frank hot sauce. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, that is so good. And that cheese cracker, the longer it sits on the chili before you eat it, it starts melting into it. I can't help myself, y'all. I got to go in for a second bite just to make sure. That is really good. So I will hope you give this little easy recipe a try. And guys, this is good whether you're keto or not. I mean, come on, chili. And it's simple. This is a 10-minute chili. If you're not filming, it's a 10-minute chili. I mean, it makes it, and it just tastes so wonderful. And it works out to a nice bowl size full. It's about 6 net carbs. So it's a really good, yummy recipe, and I hope you give this a try. And don't forget to check out my other channel, #MyKetoJourney, and I will link it below in the description box. And that, my friends, is quite tasty. See y'all soon. Bye.